Pahrump, are you getting tired of being capped on your internet? Well, not anymore. Wave Direct has no data caps, and with great local customer service, why go anywhere else? 30-day trials are available. Call 775-253-3887.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News 46 is also brought to you by Integrity Home Health Care, caring for the Pahrump community for over 3 years. Call 775-751-5100 for your home health care needs. We are here to care for you. News is also brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Tonight on News 46, a trail of booze bottles litter the streets after an accident. We get an update on Canine Cop Haas, and monarch butterflies are released in the Calvada Eye. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, April 29th, 2014. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, a two-vehicle accident occurred on Leslie Street last night. The driver of a Jeep was transported to Desert View Hospital for possible injuries sustained in the collision and also to have a breathalyzer test conducted on her.
Tonight's accident report is brought to you by Stovall & Associates. Don't expect insurance companies to have your best interest in mind. Stovall & Associates cares. Let us help you if you have been involved in an accident.
A two-vehicle accident occurred on Leslie near Tanya Street last night. Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene to find one vehicle that sustained major damage to the front end. The other vehicle was a Jeep, and it was sideways adjacent to the roadway. Apparently, nobody inside the gold sedan agreed to be transported to local medical facilities. However, they were checked out on scene. The female driver of the Jeep, which had California plates, but she had a Nevada license, was taken by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue ambulance to Desert View Hospital. The woman appeared to be intoxicated at the time of the accident and was barely able to walk to the ambulance on her own. As a matter of fact, she was escorted by police and medics to the ambulance. There was a slew of alcohol bottles as a result of the accident on the ground leading up to the Jeep. All of these were approximately half-gallon vodka and whiskey bottles. There was about 12 to 15 of them on the ground that came out of the Jeep when the accident occurred. A large crowd gathered around the gold sedan. It appears that the people involved in the accident had contacted their friends and relatives to update them as to what was going on. They all appeared on scene. Nye County Sheriff's deputies were able to control the scene and block the traffic flow while the accident investigation was being conducted. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Well, the driver and only occupant of a truck walked away last night with minor injuries after her vehicle rolled on Highway 160.
A single vehicle rollover occurred yesterday afternoon on Highway 160 near Gamebird Street. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's deputies, and Nevada Highway Patrol all arrived on scene to find one pickup truck that laid on its side off the highway. Apparently, one female, approximately 76 years old, was inside the car, mechanically entrapped. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were able to cut the woman out of the car. She was able to walk from the vehicle over to the ambulance to be checked out by medics. She declined to be transported to local medical facilities. She appears to have sustained only minor injuries as a result of this accident. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause, which appears to be overcorrection of the vehicle. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Basketball Commissioner Adam Silver slapped Los Angeles Clippers owner Donald Sterling with a lifetime ban from the sport and a $2.5 million fine today over racist remarks attributed to Sterling. On Saturday, the website TMZ posted a 10-minute recording of a conversation reportedly between Sterling and his girlfriend. On the recording, the man and woman argued about photos posted to Instagram in which she appears with African Americans. The man says he doesn't want the woman bringing any black people to games with her.
Effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA. Mr. Sterling may not attend any NBA games or practices. He may not be present at any Clippers facility, and he may not participate in any business or player personnel decisions involving the team. He will also be barred from attending NBA Board of Governors meetings or participating in any other league activity. I am also fining Mr. Sterling $2.5 million, the maximum amount allowed under the NBA Constitution. These funds will be donated to organizations dedicated to anti-discrimination and tolerance efforts that will be jointly selected by the NBA and its Players Association. As for Mr. Sterling's ownership interest in the Clippers, I will urge the Board of Governors to exercise its authority to force a sale of the team, and will do everything in my power to ensure that that happens.
Coming up after the break, Nathan Adelson Hospice has their annual butterfly release.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Albertsons. You're in for something fresh.
Welcome back to News 46. Well, beautiful monarch butterflies were released in the Calvada Eye for the annual Nathan Adelson Hospice event to remember those who have passed away.
This is our 11th year out here in Pahrump, so.
A different venue.
Yes, we decided to change things up a little bit, and we came to the Calvada Eye, and it was just beautiful.
Tell me who we had here. I know Sue, right?
Sue Zink. Playing the harp, yes, and Leroy was gave the story of the butterfly from the Sioux Indian perspective. It was beautiful, and we played some music and released our butterflies.
And Reverend Julie Platson.
Yes, Reverend Julie Platson and John McClatchy. They both said some nice prayers, nice words, and we thanked our sponsors, of course, Pahrump Valley Disposal, Joe's Sanitation, Industrial Light and Power, The Nugget, Saddle West, and the Sheriff's Auxiliary. And I know I'm forgetting somebody, but yeah, we really appreciate all the support we get in our community for this event.
Let's talk about what the butterfly release is about.
Well, it's really about healing. So when you lose somebody, it doesn't have to be, a hospice experience. We release a live butterfly in memory of whomever you want to release it in memory of, and it's a healing thing to do. I pick out somebody every year, somebody different, and release that butterfly. So,
and people they whisper a secret to the butterfly.
Yes, the story is you whisper a secret to the butterfly, and since the butterfly can't talk, it will never share your secret. So your secret it will be kept safe.
This is a healing process, isn't it?
Very much so. And some people, if they have a recent loss, they can't make it, but we find them here a year or two after their loss, and it still does a tremendous amount for them, because it's some people like that immediate, healing. Other people take their own time, but they definitely come back here, and it's always healing to release a live butterfly. I don't know what it is. It's just beautiful and serene, and it's in this venue. I have to tell you, I'm so thrilled with the Calvada Eye. It was beautiful.
It's a place to go, definitely with Nathan Adelson Hospice doing this here, and kind of be in the moment and remember your loved ones.
Yeah.
if people couldn't make it, if they need some support, they can call Nathan Addison Hospice?
Absolutely. We still, we still have our grief support groups and other things available. So if you are having trouble getting through a loss, please just call our office. It doesn't have to be hospice related. So that number is 751-6700.
Well, last month, retired canine cop Haas was brutally attacked by 2 pit bulls on the west side of town. One of those dogs was owner surrendered and euthanized after it escaped its own yard for a reported second time.
Haas is doing very well. He had his last surgery about 3 weeks ago, I believe, and he's recovering nicely. He has a follow-up appointment with the doctor sometime this upcoming week.
Remind everybody what happened to Haas.
Haas was attacked by 2 pit bulls when I was gone, when my family was at home, and he sustained a lot of injuries to his head, and ultimately he ended up losing his right ear.
He was drugged, right?
Yes, he was knocked out, and he was drugged through the desert by the 2 pit bulls while my wife was fighting the pit bulls off of the dog.
So he's went to Homestead Animal Hospital, and they've done several surgeries.
Yes, they did 3 surgeries. The first surgery was to put him back together, and then his right ear became infected. And then the second surgery was to try to save his right ear, but there was no blood flow into the ear, so it became infected, and the medication, the antibiotics couldn't reach that part of the ear. So the third surgery was to remove the ear to prevent, further infection.
He even had some of the skin kind of pulled off the top of his skull.
Yes. He had the skin was torn away from his head.
And so, how's he doing now with the loss of an ear? Do you see any difference?
A little bit on his hearing. It's a little bit harder for him to hear, but he's recovering nicely.
So, people donated to help him out. A lot of people really appreciate Haas's service. Tell us what he's done here for Nye County.
Well, the history on Haas is I bought him as a puppy when he was 8 weeks, and I ended up training him, and I saw that he had a potential to be a good police dog, a canine dog for law enforcement, and Sheriff DeMayo allowed me to bring him to the agency, so the agency or the county ended up buying him for $1, and I bought him back for $1 when he was done with his service. And he was credited to finding multiple narcotics fines on vehicles, homes, and also recovering a substantial amount of money during his service with the sheriff's office.
The canine units, they don't have funds for the dogs for medical care after they're done with service. They get taken care of while they're in service, right?
Correct. While they're in service, they have a budget to take care of these animals. However, when they're retired, it's up to the most of the time the dog goes back to the handler. That's the way we do it here in Nye County, but sometimes it'll go to citizens, throughout the country, and then they're responsible for the bills.
And so after these dogs have done their service, then if things happen, there's no fund for this. And you've kind of made a fund now, right?
Yes. And before I forget, I just want to thank everybody for all the money that they donated. We received enough to pay for his bills.
Noah Began files an Angie's List report concerning how to save money on car rentals.
Families are dreaming of spring break getaways. You've spent a lot of time planning your perfect vacation, from booking the hotel to researching restaurants. But there's one thing you may have overlooked. In today's Angie's List report, how to save money on your car rental. Megan McCain and her family are flying to their spring break destination. Once they arrive, they'll need to pick up their rental car.
It was fairly easy. We went on the website and we looked for, we need to have a car that's going to fit 5 people with 2 car seats. So we needed a car with a 3rd row. Renting a car is a convenient option for many families, but it's often an afterthought. Doing some legwork before you arrive at your vacation destination can really pay off.
If your plans are pretty definite, prepaying is a really good option. You can save up to 20% if you prepay. Now, there could be a fee if you cancel, so that's got to be a pretty firm plan.
When renting a car, shop around. A lot of times people are picking up cars at the airport when they fly into their destination. but you might find that it might be worth a cab ride to an off-site location because they might have lower fees.
One common mistake consumers make when renting a car is not reading their rental agreement before they sign.
Many times people rent cars over their vacation, but the last thing they want to do is read the details of an agreement when they're on their way to having some fun. But it's important. You need to understand what you're responsible for with that car. What happens if it breaks down? What happens if you get in an accident? So you know exactly what your obligations are.
Treat it like it's your own. You know, what would you do if you got in an accident in your car? You'd report it to the authorities. You know, you would come back and let the rental car company know and fill out an accident report and go from there.
Don't buy unnecessary insurance if you don't need it. Rental car insurance can cost as much as $40 a day, and you may already be covered by your existing auto insurance policy or credit card. So determine your existing coverage before you buy more. I'm Noah Began for News 46.
And after the break, find out what happened at the Biz Expo this past weekend.